I got all dressed up today. That means I need to do something, right? So for all of you today, I have an interesting role that I've been pondering, because when we think about the church, a couple things come to mind, and I'm sure a lot of them aren't as accurate as they should be, because see, the church is not a building, and the Bible's very clear about that. Jesus doesn't particularly have a fondness for a place, a building. He cares about the people in the building. But there's still a problem here, because we still kind of treat it like one, because, well, we have an organization, you know. We have to have people in a structure with positions to make it all work. But there's one role that gets a very small amount of attention. Your role. No, seriously, you, over there. Yeah, in the blue chair. Why are you here? No, seriously, listen to me. Why? Okay, so let's put the easiest one out, right? Education, right? Makes perfect sense. Nope. Let me tell you why. There was a very influential person who was working in the exercise field. So obviously weight loss, weight gain, you name it, he's the guy. So he went and talked to a bunch of people in a school board, and they were talking about how kids were very, very predisposed for obesity. And their first, thing they yelled at him was, education. We got to educate the kids. If we educate the kids, they'll know better and they'll be better. So he, in the most dry voice you can imagine, said, if education was the answer, why are so many of you obese? Looking at that room. The reality is, if you want to lose weight and all these things, you have to go to the gym. You can't talk about the gym and say, oh, I lifted so many weights, if you didn't go to the gym. It doesn't work. So let's go to the next one. We go to the church because it's comfortable. No, seriously, these chairs? Come on. No. But I'm talking about comfort zones. You know what I'm talking about. But the problem with comfort zones is they build complacency. If you're just content to sit there every Sunday, I did my part, I'm good. Just lay back, don't worry about it. Not sure that's why we're here. Because we don't just need to worship God in our safe space. Because the question is, who are we safe from? Because if you ask me, it isn't for my security. In fact, it's not yours either. A church is here for the sick. It's like a hospital. If I'm perfectly healthy, I don't want to go sit in a waiting room with a bunch of people coughing and sneezing. Now, that comes with the territory of someone still has to be there who's healthy to take care of those people, right? If you go to a hospital, there's no doctors. Why are you here? Mark 2, verse 17. Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners. We were joking around the other day. If this church was called Sinners Church, come sit next to one. That would be more accurate. But that would be a terrible branding move, right? But then you have to ask, right? If we're all sinners anyway, when is the last time that you invited a non-Christian to this church? Ooh, I can't remember. That sucks. But the world needs to hear the word of God, right? I mean, have you looked out there? Have you watched the news? They need to hear it. Anyone interested? Want to go talk to them? Show of hands? Oh, that's right. I see one or two. It's all good. But you know what happens. Come on, man. If you wanted me to help you out, you should have told me 10 business days in advance. I could have planned a vacation. Oh, wait, huh? What? That's happening today? Oh, perhaps you've heard this one. Something came up. It's like we say we want to do one thing and we do another. It's weird, right? But here's the thing. Talking to people's hard. I was an introvert. Keyword there is was, by the way. Kind of a weird story. 3 years ago, I started a business and I realized that sitting in a room waiting for people to talk to me doesn't work. You need clients. You got to find them somehow. And you can't just put food out like a trap and they'll come talk to you, right? So at one point or the other, I figured out that being an extrovert for me is just a lack of technique. I had to learn some stuff, and Now I talk to people all the time and they can't get me to shut up. But to get me to stand here today, I had to change the very core of my being. But that was my choice. I had to make that choice because I wanted something for me. But just like Moses, who had a stuttering problem, God knows what we're capable of and what we're not capable of. We don't have to tell him. We don't have to say, oh, Lord, you know that I can't do this. He's like, yeah, I know. Come on. I've been telling you to do this for years. But God's capable. God is in control. And last but certainly not least, it is not about me. That is right. So, we still have a problem. See, the Bible is not a self-help book, although it can help you. But I love self-help books. They're great. Bible's harder. See, being selfish is easy. Doing stuff for you is easy. It's taking care of other people that's hard. Right? See, the Bible breaks the mold of the self-help book. Self-help book, it's based on you, what you can do for yourself. But God transforms us. But he asks us to transform others as well. See, self-help books don't get that. In plain English, they say you can't change others. Can't. If I tell you, hey, get your life together, you're going to laugh at me and go, okay, sure, as soon as you get yours in line, right? Or, better yet, you tell them, they're like, oh yeah, great idea, and then tomorrow they're doing the same thing. But as a Christian, you say things to yourself like, but, what if they're living in sin? What if they're broken? They need help. What if they're hopeless? They gave up on life. What if? Gospel isn't concerned with what if. In fact, the gospel is not concerned with possible either. Have you seen someone walk on water recently? Just ask a physicist. They'll tell you that's really hard. The Bible puts it simply. Love God. Love your neighbor. What part of that sounds impossible? Then you ask yourself other crazy questions like, what if they hate me? What if they hate the idea of Christians? They think we're all hypocrites, right? What if they'll mock me? Like, oh God, Jesus freak over there. This guy is so into it. He doesn't get it. He's crazy. Doesn't matter. Genuinely, doesn't matter if they hate you or they will mock you. Our job is not to be liked. Our job is to love. We let God handle the rest. Letting go of that control and letting God handle it, that's the hard part. See, the thing is, they don't have to like you at all. They're not Christian. You are. Do you get that? See, you have to love them first. I love this quote, found in a self-help book. Love it. Getting someone to like you is merely the other side of liking them. If I walk around thinking, man, these people aren't Christian, I can't talk to them. Man, I can't love this person. Really? Are they going to love on you? No. We're Christian. We have to love people first. See, the world doesn't understand our mission. They are afraid of us. They're afraid we hate them. We think we're going to walk out there, and because of their political agenda, or their race, or anything else, we're going to hate them because of our faith. Our message of love has been turned into a declaration of war. Now, how do you stop a war? Usually one side runs out of resources and it's a whole problem, but I'm not going to bore you with that. But here's the deal. If we do not speak, if we don't tell our message, theirs is the only one that they will hear. Is that a good message to hear? Again, have you listened to the radio, to news, TV? It's not a positive message, and it's definitely not in our favor. We need to love. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18 through 19. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. We love because he first loved us. See, we think we're the first person to go love on another person, right? God loved us first. All we have to do pass it along. Love your neighbor. So again, I'll ask you about your role. Why are you here in these stale blue chairs, sitting next to people that you only see on Sunday? Why are you here? Because if you're not asking that question, I think you should. What is your purpose? This is a question people ask themselves when they are in the direst straits of their life. When they're frustrated. They wake up in the morning and think, God, why am I going to work again? This place sucks. What is my purpose? You ask me, simple as this. Receive this gospel and take it with you. Don't let this building stop you. Don't let Sunday start and end your life of worship with God. Last but certainly not least, don't keep this church to yourself. It's not about you. It's all about God. Spread it. Receive this gospel and take it with you. But you've heard this all before. But you haven't quite taken it to heart. Our real problem, our obstacle, thing that holds us back, our burden, it's us. It's you. It's me. We hear the words. We know the stories. But we don't live them. It's a great, great quote from another self-help book. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You've heard the Chinese whatever of an insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting different results is crazy. So why do we treat the church the same way? Why do we treat our faith the same way? If we do the same thing every single week and we expect, oh, hey, look, someone new came in today. Who brought them in? Who changed? Today, I want to get really, really present with you. And I want you to get present with yourself. Are you changing? This was my message for the day. If you have anything to bring up to the elders, they'll be up front. Please join us as we stand and sing.